you.
It's hilarious.
Wow, Sam.
Anything.
That is dedication.
Wow. Sam's a dinosaur. Look at her go.
Do a little jig.
You gotta dance, Sam.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, there's the floss. Oh my gosh. Was that one of your kids' costumes?
No.
That's even better.
Oh.
Sad. It's true.
That was brilliant. I love it.
That's so funny. Did you get that just for this?
No.
Okay. Oh my gosh. That's wonderful.
I've always wanted an excuse to wear one.
Well,
your
now
kids
you
seen it
got the
yet?
perfect one.
That's
a great-
ticked off the bucket list.
Have your kids seen it yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were trying to like beat it up, and like I'm like, no, it's got to be taken back.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay,
Good
that should have been-
Yay!
Do I make a good dinosaur?
You made
You
a
do.
great dinosaur.
Fabulous.
Very believable.
Oh my god.
Oh. Well, welcome everybody. This is Kids Ask, Authors Answer. And basically, this is where kids get to read books, and then they get to send in questions about the books or whatever questions they want the authors to answer. And the authors that we have for the week get to answer those questions. So if you are a kid and you want to get involved and ask questions, make sure you stick around for the end, and we're going to tell you how you can send in your questions so you can get into our next show. So I am Amy Doslich, and I'm the author and illustrator of the Hannah Banana and Mary Berry series.
I am Samantha Howard-Ells, and I'm the author of the Mungo book series and author illustrator of the Tiny Boo Halloween book. And joining us today we have Jean. Introduce yourself, Jean.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jean Johnson, and I am the author and storyboard developer for Rennie Rue's Adventures.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Like, look at them all behind me. Yes. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your series or about your books, or about yourself, whatever you want to just open up with.
Okay. So my books are about the United States. They are learning and teaching books, kind of guides for anyone who's wanting to teach their kids about the United States. And what it does is my books take a dinosaur, well, dinosaurs is the theme running through it, but my main characters are Rennie Rue the kangaroo and her little sidekick, who is Tater Tot the parakeet. And together they go through all the states within the United States. They give state facts, animal facts, and then the coolest part, because I'm a huge dinosaur fan myself, is they then talk about the dinosaurs that once walked those states. And so it's a huge way to kind of supplement and help parents and teachers teach their kids not only about the United States, but the coolness that is dinosaurs, because who doesn't love dinosaurs? I love dinosaurs. I think that they are very cool. The fact that they once walked the earth, I think, is just amazing. And I love fossils and prehistoric animals, and all that is in the books if it's relative to the state that we're in.
Excellent.
Yes, that is great.
So how many states have you got done at the moment?
So I have 9 books total, but as far as the states go, because in some of those I doubled up to make them like a double book.
Yeah.
And so I have Texas, which was the very first book, and I named it Dinosaur Valley so that people would know that the books are actually about that they're going to have dinosaurs in them. The place in Texas that I kind of central focus on, is called Dinosaur Valley, and it's in Texas, a little town called Glen Rose. So we've got Texas, Arkansas, Kansas, Alabama, Minnesota, and then we have the only two that I'm going to release that are not part of the states right now are Zona Maya and the Yucatan. And I did those two as kind of bio docs about me because that's where I was raised. So I wasn't raised here in the United States. I was actually raised in the jungles of the Yucatan.
I think that's amazing.
It is.
So it was a very, very different childhood than most people. And once we moved here to the United States, I really kind of quit talking about it because, kids in middle school are not, well, let's just be honest, they're not very friendly. And so here I come in as this jungle girl, who didn't speak English very well and had a totally different background than everybody else. And everybody else knew each other for so many years. And so I just quit talking about how I was raised. And I really didn't revisit it at all until the birth of my granddaughter. And me and my husband began talking, and he was like, it's so strange because she is going to be raised completely different to how you were raised, and how cool it would be if you could share some of your, your past with her, only in a way that she would understand, because she's little. And so that was the birth of Rennie-Roo. That was the very first book that I ever wrote, was Dinosaur Valley. And it just kind of became its own thing. And because of her and her brother, the main characters are, of course, my grandkids. And through those books, they then can kind of be like, oh, well, these two particular, Zona Maya and Yucatan, are about grandma. So go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry.
No, I just said that's really cool. I love that. How old were you then when you moved to the States?
We let's see, it was in the late 80s. I was 13 when we moved back. Yeah. So I was there. We were in Mexico close to 10 years. I don't know the exact dates. I would have to ask my sister. She's older. I was very young. I'm the youngest of 5 kids. And when I say the youngest, I really do mean the youngest. I have a brother who is 17 years older than me. Oh, wow. So I am the baby. The gray-haired baby.
I love your hair. It's unicorn hair.
Yes, it is. It's definitely unicorn hair.
Well, let's jump into our kids' questions.
Let's
So
go.
our first one is the most popular question. So 3 kids actually asked the same question. So it was Hannah, Ethan, and Lorna. And so Hannah and Lorna are 7. One is nearly 7, and Ethan is 8. And they want to know, why did you pick dinosaurs for your book?
Okay. When I was a girl long ago, I wanted to actually be a paleontologist. And that was something that I love science. It has always been just a driving force for me. I love learning about, insects and creatures, and love getting dirty. And it's just, and so because of that, because I originally had a huge interest in dinosaurs, that I made that the underlining theme through all of the Rennie-Roo series.
I think most kids love about dinosaurs as well, don't they? So.
Oh, I always did. I never found them scary. I was never afraid of them.
Because they're not here anymore.
Right. Exactly. Since you can look at, what's left behind in fossils and all that kind of stuff, there's no reason to be afraid of them. They were just always very interesting to me. So, I've always thought that they were just, incredible. And not only that, but I mean, that they were in the ocean, they're aquatic, that they were all over the place in the air, stomping around on the earth. It's just very cool. They always interested me.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic Park could happen.
Right. Yes, for sure. Yeah, don't bring it back. Please don't.
No,
Don't.
I don't think I would go to that. So we have got our Sophia, who's 9. She wants to know, so this leads on nicely. What would you do if dinosaurs still existed?
Run. Well, let's see. What would I do? I would probably make sure that I knew and had educated myself enough to know what do they eat, where are they at, where's their location, what part of the country do they like to be in the most, and then I would avoid that part of the country.
Uh,
Good
do you think
answer.
keen if there was such a thing as Jurassic Park? Would you be quite keen to go?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would go.
Much.
Yeah, I would totally go. I would totally go. Why? Because I'm a little bit, into science. Not really. I mean, that's my thing. I would totally go. Now I know my family wouldn't go with me. I'd be going by myself. I just think it's just super cool. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the big nerdy of my family. I love, love, love anything to do with science and learning about new things. I'm always hungry to learn something new. And I think that's the coolest thing about living in this cool world that we live in, is that you never know what is going to present itself for you to learn. You may be doing the same thing for 10 or 15, 20, 30 years. You're not stuck in that. If you want to learn something else, then start doing something else, learn about it and go. And I think that is the coolest thing about living, is that you don't have to be stuck in the same thing all the time. You yourself can educate yourself and learn and grow. You don't have to be stuck. Yeah.
Very good.
So our next one is from Raphael. He's 8. And he wants to know, this is my favorite fact about dinosaurs. Bronchiosaurs are warm-blooded. What is your favorite fact?
My favorite fact about, well, 2 different things. So I really like, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I like megalodons. I think that megalodon sharks were not only fascinating because of the size that they could get to, but that they literally swam in oceans is terrifying. And it's just, so they have just become my favorite through time. So I'll tell you a funny story. So my oldest is 29. And when he was a little boy, I mean little, he was probably 3. He loved Jaws, the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, how is he not afraid? How is he not scared of watching this show? And he would be like, Mom, and little 3 years old. And he'd be like, Mom, that's not a great white shark. That's a lemon shark. And so looking into it and found out that Steven Spielberg actually used lemon sharks and other sharks to film them in attack mode and put it in the movie. They're not great whites. And my 3-year-old picked up on that.
That's crazy.
Isn't that just wild? And so he loved anything to do with sharks when he was a little boy, and would collect, megalodon teeth and all that. And then from learning from what he did, 30 years ago, I just developed a huge fascination with megalodon.
Started back then. Wow.
Yes.
Oh, interesting fact. Okay.
Everybody loved Bacon says that's her favorite. Jaws.
So, where's our next one? So this is from Ethan, who's 8, and Tristan, who's 6. Have you been to Dinosaur Valley? Is it a real place with real dinosaurs, and can we go?
Yes, you can. Dinosaur Valley is actually a real place, and you can actually look it up. Go to glenrose.com and to the town of Glenrose, and the whole town is covered in dinosaurs. They've got dinosaur tracks. They've got 2 different dinosaur museums. They have a dinosaur park where you can walk amongst scale models of dinosaurs. It's a cool place. It really and truly is. So like, let's say you wanted to make a trip there. They have several places where you could stay on the river They have, I think it's called the Brazos River. They have a place called Dinosaur Valley RV Park. So let's say you didn't want to necessarily, rent a place. You could take your own RV and go and stay for the weekend. It is a real place. It is super cool. And if you are into dinosaurs, you need to go. It needs to be on your bucket list.
I really need to go. I've been meaning to take my girls because it's not that far from. I mean, it's a good hour and a half, but still very doable. So I definitely need to take them.
Yes, it's fantastic. It really and truly is. So 2 years ago, that area had, and Amy, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but they had a huge drought in Texas. And because of the drought, it dried up the riverbed. So normally there's only some places where you can see the dinosaur tracks on. So you need to like check the weather and stuff. But there are some places where you can see the dinosaur tracks. But because they had a huge drought when I went, me and my youngest daughter, who's 19, we were able to go park and walk the whole riverbed and see all kinds of crazy dinosaur tracks. And we're talking miles of dinosaur tracks. Very, very cool. And so that is why it's called Dinosaur Valley.
That is really cool. So our next one is from Arnav. He's 3. So he wants to know, why does the dinosaur have a long neck and tail?
All right. So I will give you the answer that I was given. Now, here's what you need to understand about scientists and learning about dinosaurs. It is very rare to find two that will agree. So you'll have one that says one thing and one that says something else. And you got to kind of find, what I do is I find balance in between. I'm like, okay, so, it's this, professor and this is what they're saying. So where is the balance in between? So what the scientists overall say is that the reason why they were made that way was for balance. If they had their head was super, super long, right? Their bottoms would have to be super, super heavy, right? Well, in order to balance that out so that they could walk, right? Because if they're super, super heavy on the bottom, it'd be hard for them to walk. So the tails balanced them out so that they could walk, and their legs and the stump of them wouldn't have to be so very big.
This makes you think of like a giraffe. If you have a giraffe, it's got a super long neck. It doesn't topple over.
Right.
It's got long legs.
Right. It's all about balance. Yeah.
Interesting. Our dinosaur lessons today. So this is from Elise, who is also 3. Basically, did the dinosaurs all die?
Sadly, yes, they did. Now, there are some that still ancestors. So let's say great grandfathers and grandmothers that have existed. And that's going to be your alligators and your like tortoises and that kind of thing, that they were able to kind of stick around in a different, little bit smaller. We're not talking about, Lake Placid giant, alligators. But we are talking about, the alligators themselves. Alligators have been known to regenerate, which means like if they get hurt or something, like their bodies can like heal themselves. And so scientists speculate, again, it's all relative in who you talk to. But scientists speculate that that's the reason why several of the ones who actually were able to stick around was because they were able to heal themselves. And many of them are used in trying to find cures for, illnesses and stuff that we have. So hopefully they'll do that. We don't know just yet, but they are using some of them to try and figure out if there is a way to help with certain diseases and stuff that we have, because they seem to be able to fight them off.
I had never heard that alligators could regenerate. That's interesting.
Yeah. So like if they get hit by, let's say like a propeller, or like most of the animals would die from infection or whatever, the alligators, most of them unless it's just a fatal wound and they bleed out, most of them are able to their little, I don't know what you call it, the antibodies in their body is able to fight off the infections. Yeah. Super cool. Yeah.
So our next one is from Lorna, age 6, and she says, "I found a fossil. Have you ever seen a fossil?"
I have, and I have collected several. Yes, I have, and I wish I would have thought about grabbing it. It's somewhere in my house. But my son has a 3-inch megalodon tooth, and that was super cool to be able to hold, because you're just looking at it thinking this is just one tooth of an animal, and so yes, I love digging for fossils, and I even found a fossilized egg one time, and that was really cool. Yeah.
Do you have any idea what kind of animal it was from?
No, we don't have any idea. We just know that it's a dinosaur egg and it was about this size. Like I said, I wish I would have thought about it. I would have grabbed them.
So where did you find the egg?
When we were in Texas. Mhm. Yeah, I don't know exactly where we were in Texas. Probably Dinosaur Valley. But we had talked about taking it to one of the professors that I've talked to, through the Dinosaur Valley books and stuff. And anyway, like I said, we ended up moving, and it's in a box somewhere. And I just, hadn't even thought about it really until you just asked me. So that's how I am right now. But yeah, I need to actually do that.
Send us a picture of it afterwards.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I can do it.
Cool. So where's the next one? Oh, is it? Oh yeah, no, it's me. So we have Edison, who's 8. Is that a real dinosaur footprint in the picture?
It is.
And why is the ground around it white? What's the
Okay.
white?
So that was taken during the drought. That is a real picture. And that picture was actually submitted by the Dinosaur Valley RV Park that is right on the Brazos River. And they were kind enough to let me use that photo. It is a real photo, and the actual print is in the bottom of the Brazos River. And so because it is at that little area, I think, well, not the Brazos, the Biloxi, excuse me, Biloxi. And so because it was drought, there had been so much drought, normally where it would be mud and yuck and, all that kind of stuff. But because it had been drought for so long, it turned white. So right now, if you look it up on a map, there's water running through it. You can't even see any of the tracks. Like I said, now when in the summer, you'll have some places where you can see the tracks, but not the whole tracks like we were able to walk it. But it's white because of the bleach from the sun from it being in drought for so long.
Interesting. Cool.
So our next question is from Mary. So she's 3, and she wants to know, do you like T-Rex?
I do like T-Rex, actually. I am not afraid of T-Rex. I actually do quite frequently refer to myself as T-Rex because I have short little arms. And I do. I think that they're very, very interesting animal. I was a huge fan of Littlefoot, The Land Before Time. That's, of course, whenever my kids were little. And so, again, I love all kinds of animals and dinosaurs. So yes, I am a huge fan of the T-Rex. Now, I don't want to meet one in person, but looking at it on paper, yes, I'm a fan of the T-Rex.
So our next one is from Ethan, who's 8. Would a kangaroo look the size of an ant to a dinosaur?
Ooh, well, I would say probably yes. So if you were to put a kangaroo next to a megalodon, then they'd probably be the size of an ant. So yeah, so I would say probably. I mean, realistically, they were probably more the size of a human next to a dinosaur. But some of the bigger ones, like the megalodon or like the T-Rex, they would look way smaller. Maybe not the size of an ant, but close.
Okay, are you ready? It's rapid fire!
So in rapid fire, we have basically everyone's trying to knock each other off the leaderboard. So Jean, this is what you need to try and do today. What does she need to beat, Amy? Is it 11?
Oh, 11, yes.
11. Ooh, I need to read these quickly. I'm going to read as many questions as I can, and you're going to have a minute to answer them. And your ones are going to be questions on, guess what? Dinosaurs.
All right, so I'm only answering questions about dinosaurs, correct?
Yes, so it's not just, so some of the answers, for example, could be a dinosaur, or it also could be about dinosaurs.
Okay.
But it's all dinosaur related.
Related. Okay, got
it. Right, Amy's gonna
I need my timer.
keep track of the
Okay. We're gonna have 1 minute to answer as many as you can. You
Okay.
ready?
Got it.
3, 2, 1, go.
What dinosaur is tall and has tiny arms?
T-Rex.
What's the name of the scientist who studies dinosaurs?
Paleontologist.
What dinosaur had 3 horns on its face?
Triceratops.
What's the name of the toy dinosaur in the movie Toy Story?
Oh, the name. Oh gosh.
And you can say pass too if you want to skip.
Bruce. I'm gonna go with Bruce.
What dinosaur has plates on its back?
Oh gosh, a lot of them do. Just to pick one, pass, because there's a bunch.
What's the name of the famous dinosaur theme park?
Jurassic Park.
What do we call the time period when dinosaurs lived?
That is I'm going to say Cretaceous. It's probably wrong.
What's the name of the purple dinosaur that sings songs?
Barney.
Which dinosaur had a super long neck?
Brontosaurus.
Time's up. Hey, stop that. Good job, Jean.
Oh gosh, I know I got a couple of those wrong. And then I'm thinking about it, I'm like, dang it.
Yeah, that's okay. So you ended up getting 6. So
Yay!
good job. So we can go over the ones. So the name of the dinosaur in the Toy Story is Rex.
Rex. Oh, I knew that one.
Goes by Bruce as well.
Yeah, that's his nickname. We just never knew.
It was Bruce. They just called him Rex.
The dinosaurs that had plates on its back, we were going for Stegosaurus. But if you had said one that had it, we would have counted it.
Okay. Sorry, because I was like two or three went through my head, and I was like, I don't know which one passed.
And then the time period when dinosaurs lived is the Mesozoic era.
Mesozoic. Okay.
I was sure you would get that one.
No.
What did you say?
Coming in hot. Nope.
Okay, and
Good job.
Yeah, very good job. 6 is something.
I do have to say, the person who got 11, their questions were about shapes, and they were quite a lot easier. So it's not really a comparison.
Oh, I'll take it.
Yeah. So you, don't feel bad that you didn't get 11, because I will say that those questions were quite a bit easier than your questions.
I'll take my 6 with a win.
If I was lucky, I'd probably get 2 of your questions correct. So we won't get there.
Okay, so we'll go back to the kids' questions. So we have Hannah, who's age 7. How many dinosaurs are there all around the world?
Oh, gosh. Thousands. There are thousands. And they actually, I want to say just 2 years ago, they discovered a new one. And they were, I think I posted about it on my social media. That was a new one that they had just discovered, and they were trying to name it and all this stuff, but they had never seen this particular dinosaur before. So not only are there thousands, but there are new dinosaurs that they are discovering every single year. Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah. So when I asked her that question, I was like, "Are you talking about in her book?" And she goes, "No, like everywhere." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, lots.
So we have Sophia again, who's 9. What inspired you to write your story? I know you covered it slightly, but let's go back to that.
So late one night, me and my husband were talking, and he actually inspired the book because he asked the question. And a lot of times, an idea is sparked from a question. So he asked the question, why don't you write a book that would be a way for you to teach our grandkids about your life? And this is what he said to me. And you could call it Rennie Roo. And I thought, brilliant. And I ran with it. And within 24 hours, I wrote Dinosaur Valley.
I love that. So cool.
I didn't realize that was your first one. Like, so, that's great.
Dinosaur Valley, yeah.
So our next one is from Arnav again, who's 3, and he wants to know, why does the kangaroo have a pink bow?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so my granddaughter, if you follow my social media, you will know she is famous for her giant bows. And she literally wears a big giant bow on her head and has since the day she was born. So that little bit of the bow is a nod to her.
Oh,
that's cute. Do you wear bows?
No. I think I'm a little bit too old for a bow.
No, you're never too old.
You could pull it off, Jean. I think you could pull off 2 bows right there.
I should have done that. I should have had 2 red bows right here. Think it'd have been much with the earrings.
All right. The bow.
Yeah, no, I don't ever wear bows. But if my granddaughter ever asked me to, you bet your bottom dollar I'd be putting some bows in this hair.
Okay, so Edison, who's 8, wants to know, why is the picture with the dinosaur silhouettes, why is it like a realistic picture in the background compared to
So when I introduced the specific dinosaur, I think the one that he's talking about is I'm showcasing this is what we're going to be talking about. And then when you turn the page, then there's the dinosaurs. So it's kind of a hint that that's what's coming up in the next following pages. Kind of to, I don't know, is the right term is suspense, but kind of building their curiosity as to what the next page is going to have on it.
I think it's quite nice. It makes it look as if that's where they are in the environment as well. So it makes you look at like how they would look.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Stop talking. Let's move on. What was that?
Our next one is from Logan, age 7. If you could ride a dinosaur, which one would you pick?
Ooh. If I could ride a dinosaur. You know, that's a tough question. That's a really tough question because, okay, so follow me here. I would think it would be very, very interesting to be able to get on the back of a brontosaurus and just see what they see. You know what I mean? Because like the tail and the head, and they're just so huge. And I just think that's really cool. But I think it'd really be cool if you could get a ride off of a raptor's back because they're super fast. So it'd be almost like riding a cheetah. So let's pick the raptor. Let's go with raptor.
I think I would go with that too. It's like, I've gone horseback riding and it's like when you go really slow, it's like, okay, this is fine. But it's like, I want to go fast. Like, I want to go.
I would choose one that could fly.
Oh, yeah.
But then I wouldn't want to end up in its nest, like, and not be able to.
Yeah, for sure. I'm terrified of heights. Mm-hmm. Yeah, heights scare me. Now I have dreams where I'm flying and I think that's fantastic. But in reality, as I've gotten older, like I used to love going on rides and roller coasters and all that. And as I've gotten older, I can't do those anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not alone.
Yeah. Can't do it.
I'm only a couple of years behind you, Jean. I'm very, very close on your dinosaur tail. That sounds rude. Not that you're a dinosaur.
I didn't take it that way, but now I'm
I
thinking about
didn't
it.
either.
Okay.
You just pointed
All right.
out Sam. Like, Sam just called our guest a dinosaur.
Move on. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
This is from Mary, who's 3, and she wants to know, what is your favorite dinosaur?
I think we did, didn't we? The megalodon. The megalodon.
Oh,
Well, it's not really a dinosaur; it's a prehistoric creature, but it would still
Yep.
be
So
the megalodon.
so let's go. Not prehistoric. Let's just say legit dinosaur. Since you've already answered, megalodon's your favorite. Let's.
Yeah.
second
So
favorite.
Yeah.
I would say that the ones that I've done, and again, it would be where's he at? I
Oh,
think they would be so cute.
they
A little
are.
fuzzy wuzzy. And I don't know. I mean, would you consider that a dinosaur?
No, but we can count it because it is cute.
And it just because, and I guess it's because most dinosaurs have, scaly skin and plates that it's not anything. So like the mammoths to me just are fuzzy and cute and like,
But what about your ride on a velociraptor? What about them? They open up and look like flowers, don't they?
those are crazy. Yes, those actually, if you're going to talk about being terrified, which is crazy, but I would be more afraid of that than I would T-Rex. Isn't that wild? Because of the little things that come out.
Yeah. No, I think it's maybe easier to hide from a T-Rex. I don't know.
Right.
Can't
In
catch
the bushes.
I have a question for you. Okay. Despina did an impersonation of a dolphin.
Could I do one of a dinosaur?
Velociraptor, yeah.
I can try.
Oh, come
All
on,
right, let's see.
do.
All right, y'all ready?
We're ready. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. How'd I do?
Amazing.
10 out of 10. We're giving 10 out of 10.
That's my impersonation.
I'm not quite sure if that was a zombie or a dinosaur, but it was good.
I'll take it.
A zombie saw.
The zombie saw. There you go.
So our next question is from Toby, age 7. Is there, you already answered this one. I have some in reserve, so I'm actually gonna go to the next one. Because he asked if there's a dinosaur museum in Texas. You've already kind of said Dinosaur Valley has them. So we're gonna go to Phoebe, age 7. If a dinosaur was your pet, what would you name it?
Ooh.
Bruce.
Stomper.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna go with Stomper.
I like it.
That's cool. What would you name yours?
So not Bruce then. Did you hear Sam?
No.
She goes, Bruce.
Yeah, not Bruce. I would name him Stomper.
Oh,
I want to know
Sam,
what your name is, Amy.
I know. I'm horrible at names. It's like, I have Snowball. It's like I literally named him Snowball. Like, and like most people use like a I don't know, people names now for dogs. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, Who's Steve the dinosaur?
Yeah, right. I'll go with Angus.
I'm going with Dave. Dinosaur Dave.
Dave.
Dinosaur Dave.
Oh, dear. Okay, I like Stomper though. Stomper's cool.
I do. I think you win. Stomper's the best.
So we've got an interesting question from Ben, who's 7. Could a T-Rex brush its teeth?
No. It could not. It could not brush its teeth because T-Rex's arms would not reach its face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
So
gonna have some nasty, stinky breath.
yes, he would have some nasty, stinky breath. And you know what? When thinking about it, I have wondered this in the past, if similar to crocodiles and alligators nowadays that open their maw and let little birds come in and eat the
Oh,
remaining out of their mouth, if that's what T-Rex would do. I wonder if they would sit with their mouths open and let little birds and stuff come and clean their teeth.
Oh,
Nature's toothbrush.
I'll start with the toothbrush. That seems like a lot of work for me.
Yes.
oh,
All those teeth.
Oh gosh.
it's
You're
me.
next.
Okay, so the next one is Hannah, age 7. What color are most of the dinosaurs?
Okay, so here, that's a fabulous question. Fabulous question. Now, I'll tell you the reason why. Most dinosaurs in movies and in books are depicted as being greens and browns. Okay. But the reality is, we don't know. And many scientists today speculate that there were dinosaurs that were like chameleons and that they were actually brightly covered in different colors, different. Oh, and something too to consider is that dinosaurs are really, really closely related to avians, which are birds. And birds, as we know, are vastly colorful and have a bunch of plumage. And so scientists speculate that many dinosaurs had beautiful colors like peacocks. So,
Oh,
mhm.
that sounds nice. I thought you said aliens for a second.
Yeah, avian birds.
Oh, sorry, that's why I laugh. That's really interesting. It makes sense though, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
love
once you start really looking into them, we have such a narrow view even of what we know, and I think that that's why I don't get discouraged when a lot of people are like, how do you really know what's fact and what's not? Well, science is always changing, and
Mhm.
so I listen to many different scientists, and then, like I said, I say, okay, well, where's the common ground in all this? Because it's very, very rare to find two that will agree. They all say something different, and I think that that's just amazing to even in the scope of just thinking about it, that dinosaurs weren't necessarily these bland looking creatures stomping around, but that they were actually colorful and beautiful. And I think that that even gives a bigger layer to what we are learning about them. Yeah.
I think I love the idea of that. I think that's really nice. Dinosaur chameleons. So it's me if I've got the last one. So blah, blah. This is from Grace.
We're ending on a good one.
This is from Grace, who's 6. This is actually very serious. Do dinosaurs have belly buttons?
Oh gosh. I don't really know that. I don't know. And I would suspect that they would have, but I don't know that it would be considered like what we would see as a belly button. And I'll give you an example so that you know. So you know how snakes and alligators too, they're born from eggs, right? Their moms have the eggs and those are born. The yolk on the inside when the babies are born is still connected to the baby. And it's whenever they're wiggling out of the shells that it ends up ripping away. Okay. So that outer part is connected. I don't know that we would necessarily consider it a belly button, but it is how the baby gets the nutrients. So that would be my answer, is that I honestly don't know, but I would suspect that they had some sort of something because they had to get those nutrients in there somehow. Osmosis,
Yep.
I'm not sure, but that is my answer.
That's great.
I think that if you press their belly button, they color change.
Okay, now that's cool. I vote for that one. Yes, that's awesome. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
that's
good
brilliant.
job
Thank
answering all the kids' questions. Woo!
Yay!
You have passed Kids Ask Authors Answer.
Yay. It was a lot of fun, ladies. Thank you so
So
much.
when you're not
Oh,
done yet, we like to
no, you're not.
end with just you telling us a little bit more about what your plans are. If if you have any more books in the pipeline, or what you're thinking about doing next.
Okay. I am right now looking forward to 3 more books for this year. Because I'm doing all of the United States, I kind of have it down to where releasing 3 books a year lands it to where by the time my grandkids are out of elementary school, all of the books should be done. And because my books are specific, to that age range,
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to do that. Now,
Mhm.
will there be a couple of stragglers at the end? I'm sure that there will be, but that's for now. That's kind of what my plan is.
Perfect.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much for coming on Kids Ask Author Answer. It was a wonderful time having you. A really fun interview. Loved learning more about dinosaurs.
Thank
Uh,
y'all so very much. I appreciate it. It was a lot
For
of fun.
those that are still watching, Jean actually has a giveaway going on right now on Instagram. I don't know if it's on your other channels or not. Is it?
Mhm.
Or just Instagram? Okay,
It's
everywhere. So
yeah.
go find her on her social media. She's Rennie Rue's Adventures, and she has a fun giveaway where you can actually win one of her books as well as a stuffy. We also have another giveaway on my page, which is there's going to be 5 winners. There's over 120 books going out. So that's another giveaway you can enter. And then I think in about a week, we're going to have another giveaway because we just love giveaways. That's what we do as indie authors. We just give away our books. So stay tuned. Make sure you're following us on our social medias so that you can enter our next giveaway that's coming up as well.
Yes, for sure. For sure. And we're going to be giving away one of these. These are the plushies.
Cute.
And then because not everybody is into dinosaurs, so I've learned. Then I decided to do a heart as well.
That's nice.
Very
Well, Sophia wanted to tell you that they learned a lot about dinosaurs, and thank you so much for sharing all your info with them.
Yay.
very
That's
knowledgeable. I love it.
Yes.
Yes, thank you guys so much. And yes, I love hearing from the kids and love their questions, and thank the parents for allowing them to read my books. And thank you, ladies, for allowing me to come and share about my books. I appreciate it.
It's always interesting
Wonderful.
to kids want to know.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
They're always so curious. That's the cool thing about being a kid, is that you can ask questions and it's cool to learn, and to be a part of that is amazing.
They always think of questions that wouldn't cross my mind. So
Oh, I know. Every
Like
time.
for instance. Anyway, thank you.
What was that?
Yes. Thank you.
Jean.
Oh, yes, for
Yep.
sure.
Everybody,
Thank
you
you.
can say bye. Thank you for watching.
Bye.